Welcome to Stretford. Paddock, today's podcast is brought to you by Surfshark VPN. Now more than ever, our internet reliance has been rapidly increasing. We stream our favourite shows, keep in touch with loved ones, and watch podcasts, not to mention, of course, the football. We'd like to think that information is safe, but as our online footprint increases, so does our need for proper internet security. Surfshark is a VPN service that protects your information by encrypting all the data that you send through the internet, keeping anyone unwanted from seeing it. Another great reason to use a VPN service is often when we're trying to stream something from another country, it can be restricted, so you can only view it from that country. However, using Surfshark VPN enables you to view content that is only usually able to watch from different countries, from abroad. So for example, if you've got a show or a game that you want to watch that is only being streamed in a certain country, using Surfshark VPN, that will allow you to watch that. So that can be channels and services such as Netflix, X or Twitter, Amazon Prime, all those different channels and services that you may only be able to watch in different countries. With Surfshark, you can simply solve that problem by changing your location. Also, if you do go abroad, you're on holiday, you're on the beach, and you still want to tune in to the Premier League or to any other services that you can't get while you're abroad, well, changing your location back to the UK and using your normal streaming service will enable that using Surfshark VPN. Currently, Surfshark has an amazing deal on. By using the link in the description and the promo code Paddock, which is pretty easy to remember, Paddock, you get an extra 4 months free. Surfshark also offers 30-day money-back guarantee. So use the link in the description and the code Paddock and you get 4 months free. And don't forget, you also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. Well, there's good news and irrelevant news, yeah? The good news is that Webby is back on the channel, back on the Brew. The irrelevant news, also some might say it's bad news, Steve's not here, but I think it's relevant because you're here, that's all that matters. Steve's, I think he's gone to that there, London.
Yeah, he loves it down there, doesn't he?
He does, doesn't it? I mean, to be fair, you look like someone who loves London at the minute. Can we just have Webby single? Maybe it's because I'm a Londoner.
No, I love London. My cutting, Jay, that's all it is, mate.
All right, don't need to rub it in. Some of us aren't as fortunate to remember what a barber's is.
I wish he was, Jay. 15, 20 quid a throw.
Is that what it is?
It is now,
when
yeah.
I take my... You know, when I tell you something, right? I shouldn't say this, but I will, because I can tell you anything. My missus takes my son to the same barbers as me, and she pays less. What's that about?
Right. No comment.
Exactly. No comment either. Something's going down there. I think we all know what. Be good to chat to you.
Be back.
What?
It's been a long time since I've done anything, mate. I've had a bit of a break.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Me. It's been busy.
Yeah.
Been busy doing other stuff with some of the lads, you know. The other month, I had the pleasure, obviously I was working for Eric, but to sit with him for 2.5 hours, as we are now, me and Eric, the best 2.5 hours of my life. So talking United, talking Salford, talking FCs, very, very big, and he wanted to talk about FC United.
Really?
And he told me about the post he put on when they sacked Sir Alex, and it was him who done it. It wasn't part of his team, as they all have, it was him. No, just brilliant, Jay, to be sat with in the presence of royalty for the full weekend, but just me and him in a bar in town was, if we could have bottled it and capped it, mate, it'd be fortunes. You know, it'd be something what remain with me forever. And
can you go on to, just quickly on my single, cover that, that's a message there. That's my screensaver. Yeah, I spent 30 seconds with him, and it's the best 30 seconds, no disrespect to all my family and my kids, of my life.
I'm hopefully meeting him when he's back over for the derby doing something in Manchester. Yeah. I text him, I've got his number now, which is mint.
Right.
And he said,
do you need any help when you meet him? Do you need
well, we're only going for a bit of food because he's with someone else. But
do you need a lift?
Oh, we can sort something out, Jay.
Do you need picking up, dropping off and all that?
It's just, but you know what got me? It was the night of the Leicester. The first game was the night of the Leicester game.
Someone to clear the tables for you because you might not trust the waiter.
It was the night of the Leicester game. and we're in a well-known hotel. I'm not going to say I'm in it, give him a plug. And there's United fans walking past the King. Didn't even recognise him. You know, and it just shocked me. You know, it proves what football's about now.
Do you know what it is?
There was punters in there, Jay, who recognised him, and I just told him to go away. And Eric decided who could come into our little circle, which wasn't a lot, because it was literally just sat like we are now, having a brew. But he had half a lager and I half a Diet Coke, and it was mint, Jay.
Oh,
it was absolutely mint.
Did it say about it with Joseph when he did that?
No.
So Joe, Eric knows someone that Joe knows. I think it was Joe's ex-girlfriend knows Eric because they worked together at the bookies. So at the time, I think Joe were together. So she, Eric had messaged and said, "Oh, we're all going out for something sweet. Come along if you want."
Yeah, I do.
And she said, "Well, can I bring me fella?" Yeah. So Joe went with him, and Joe, he drops it in our group chat at like midnight. He said, "I've just spent the evening with Eric Cantona."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?"
What?
And he was like, and he said that. He said, we were talking about football and
life in general. Yeah.
And he said it was one of those conversations more about just life than United. And he said, I didn't. He said I didn't ask him for a photo because he said I didn't want to make it like that and sell. You know what I mean?
And about a dozen,
mate, I'd have been
selfies and everything.
Yeah, mate.
Just a little story about the Saturday night, though. Obviously, it was in Ireland. I was away with Ryan in London and Bristol, so I couldn't go to the Ireland part of the gig. But on the Saturday night, he said to me, "We're going back to the hotel." I said, "Yeah." As we're coming out the doors at excuse me, coming out the doors at the Piccadilly, we had 3 lads who had been to the do steaming.
Yeah.
They were steaming, Jay. We've all been there. They were steaming.
Yeah, of course we have.
So one of them's gone to grab Eric for the selfie, so I pushed him.
Yeah.
Not a big push, a little push, go away. And then 2 of his mates there have squared up to me, so it's 3 versus 1.
Right.
I've heard this. Russell, it's only Eric taking his coat off.
Oh my God.
Jay, you on my mother's life, may the Lord strike me down now. You have to be there to see it.
So Eric Cantona is ready to go.
So then my other security lads have come, so now it's 6 against 3. So I put Eric in the van, I'll turn round and he's trying to drag the door off.
Really?
And the words he said to me, this is the truth, Webby, it's the gypsy in me.
Really?
That was it. That's all he had to say.
Yeah.
He wanted to fight.
Yeah.
And these lads had just paid 500-600 quid to meet the radio a piece.
Yeah.
And 3 hours after, he wants to smash their heads in. You know what I mean?
Do you know what? I'd have been. Is that your phone?
Yeah, leave it.
How long have you been doing this?
Jay, unbelievable, mate. It was the best 2.5 hours of my life. It was surreal. And then on a Saturday night, when he could obviously had the late few days in Ireland and just to, because at first when you meet Eric, it's a fist bump. As I put him into the lift on the early hours of Sunday morning, because Derrick's orders mob was staying there. No, when the boxer was on that weekend.
Oh yeah.
And it was an hug. It was an hug.
Right.
It was a proper man hug.
So you basically best mates now, aren't you?
Yeah, Eric's great. You know, I was asking him about, and he's telling me about the film, the TV show they made. I think it was 4 episodes last year. Put it out as a pilot in France, and it's just gone mental. Right. So he was filming Monday to Friday, because I just said, "Are you going to go and chill out and have some nice wine?" He went, "No, I'm going home, getting some more bags, and then I'm back off to wherever they film it." So I don't think we'll be able to watch it over there. Listen, it can be absolutely dog shit for me, but the king's in it, innit? So you watch it and you won't understand any of the language unless you're fluent in French. Yeah. But I'll just watch it because Eric's in it. So
is that the most starstruck you've ever been?
I won't say starstruck, Jay.
Oh,
the more thing with me was that 2.5 hours. It was like me and you going in hotel football in the lobby and just chatting about life and football. Yeah. I never felt starstruck, I never felt uncomfortable.
Did you have a moment where you was like, I can't believe this is happening?
Yeah, when I got into the driver's vehicle dropping me off, and I thought, I've just spent 2.5 hours with Cantona. Yeah. No interruptions.
That's class.
No interruptions, Jay, and it was absolutely mint. And then we're going to meet up for a bit of food when he's over for the derby, and then he's back over in Manchester in November. For a couple more shows, but
this is a really stupid question.
And he said to me, "Webby, can I have your mobile number?"
Jesus Christ!
I fucking melted.
Honestly,
melted.
Has there ever been a better question than that?
I keep going to text him, but then I delete the text. I don't know what to say in case he blocks me. I say something daft. I might just text him in a bit, say bonjour, and just leave it at that, and just see if there's a reply. No, but we all know what he's like as a player. He's changed our club. You know, it was I keep saying, it was the final piece of the jigsaw. And now to be classed as a friend of his, I'm buzzing, mate, I'm buzzing.
That is, what's he like just to hang around with?
It's like you, Jay. It's like Steve, just a normal lad who loves United. Loves United, loves life, loves football, loves red wine, he's big into pasta at the moment. So,
really?
So there's no point in taking him to my local for egg and chips, was there? It was San Carlos for a bit of pasta, but no. Listen, just to be in the same room as him, not speak to him, you feel the presence, which I did when I was at United, obviously in the dressing room areas, and also at Kells nightclub where he used to go in. A little story about that, we played Chelsea at Old Trafford with Chelsea, and in the nights was our bogey team, wasn't it?
Do you remember 94 when he beat us home and away?
Well, that was the one. And this girl was like pecking his head proper, and she's blagged up. Fair play to her, she blagged it in the VIP area where obviously the players there was mainly United players, a few City players who were mates with United players. Brookside, was it Brook? Coronation, well, there was a few people up there, and I always remember what she said to Eric. Don't forget, he's supping champagne, he's got his collars up.
Of course.
And she's gone to him, you got beat today by Chelsea. He just turned around and went, but what have they won? And that was it. Conversation, she died on her ass. The girl died on her ass. What have they won? He was right, didn't win a bowl of soup.
So that is literally 31 years ago. 1994, isn't it?
94, 95.
Yeah, because that season is the season they beat us over away.
Peacock
but we beat them in the FA Cup
final 4-0, yeah.
Yeah. So 31 years ago, and you still remember it exactly.
What have they won?
Class. That is class.
Correct.
Moments like that, though. Do you know what? I've said it, and what I love about you, Webby, is you meet all these players, you've worked with them, you do security for them, you look out for them, you become friends with them, but you're still a fan.
Oh, yeah.
You still have that thing in you. And me and Joe always talk about
I walked away from Old Trafford last night, fucking smiling, happy. I'm always proud to be a Red when we lose 10-0 or 20-0. It'll never go away from me.
Yeah.
But last night, seeing people leave that stadium with a smile on their face, which we've not had for a long time, you know what I mean? And it was great, obviously, against 10 men, but only beat what's put in front of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I seen the signs there in the second half against Arsenal.
I agree.
I seen the signs.
I enjoyed
first
that
half
game.
I thought,
here
we go again. If Arsenal got something up front, blah, blah, blah. But the second... You know what changed it for me?
Go on.
The lit tackle towards the south stand.
Yes. Yes.
Got the crowd up. The crowd up like... I don't like speaking about the Rats, but remember when they played Arsenal the other year? Arsenal was 2 up, and then someone done a tackle, didn't they?
It was Granit Xhaka on Trent Alexander-Arnold.
And it got the crowd up.
Got the crowd going in due to yeah. No, you're right.
The lit tackle, and he's like that to the south stand, who are about 109 all in there, and it's walked them, and they've gone mad for it, the south standers.
Yeah.
And it just picks up, and from that moment of that tackle...
That's where I'm in that corner, just the corner of the straight.
We've been mint and long may it continue, Jay.
Yeah. No, you look...
Long may it continue.
You're like, listen, there's something there. If you give this manager time, get the players back from injury, get a couple of signings, because say you impressed me as well, was Dorgu in Heaven. Yeah. So he's only had 2 signings. They missed a trick there, United, hadn't they, with Evan, not giving him 17. They missed a right trick. Can't remember years ago we used to sign players with big names. When you get in the mega store, your shirt's 40 quid, but his name's 110. You know what I mean? Chelskis was a killer, wasn't it? You know what I mean? You're not having that Havins.
I tell you, we nearly signed. We got linked with him. Remember that kid who played for Celtic? Van Essel Bong Bing Bong.
Van Hooijdonk. Van Essel, no, not Van Hooijdonk.
It was Van Essel something. 80 letters.
Yeah.
He went right round. He went from his arse cheek right to his other arse cheek, didn't he?
Here's one. I mean, it changed by then. But I remember being in Norway and someone had Borthwick Jackson on the back.
Yeah, Borthwick Jackson. I remember meeting his mum and dad at...
Did you?
Shrewsbury away in the FA Cup. The only thing they met Sam Smart as well, and Sam burnt the brains out.
Oh my God,
no,
Sam Smart, an absolute legend, but
Sam,
absolutely
love him, Sam.
Do you know what? He watched us last time.
Yeah,
talking about him.
Did you see him at Arsenal on the telly?
No, I didn't. Was he on the telly?
I'll send you the clip in a bit. Yeah,
he stopped me and he said, "Oh, I was watching you Webby the other day." He said, "Hey, I was a great." Said something about his footballing ability. I was a great footballer. I said, "Hey, we was." I said, "I was telling you what you were."
Story about Sam.
Go on.
Was playing at Mellons in a cup. We played for the Grey Mare, the legend Grey Mare with Barmy Kevin, Skip Rat, entered where the Skip Rat. If you've never heard of Skip Rat, come back to an episode. And the pitch was solid. It was like middle of May, crucial league match. Sam went, I just get a couple of work vans. Next thing, there's 3 fire engines on water in the pitch for us. Yeah, it was a classic because obviously Sam was in the.
Someone's house is getting burnt down somewhere because all the fire engines are putting more on the pitch.
Sam did a great job, you know. If you sit down and you get to know Sam, he'll tell you a story about the Woolworths things and, you know, some of the things he went through. And Sam's a great lad. He's Peter Pan. He'll never grow up.
Yeah.
You know, he's a great lad and he's a United daft. He loves United and he'll appear at some mad game with his new teeth and his new club. And he looks really well, Sam.
I've said this before, I love it a bit,
Sam.
When I was a kid, people like Sam, yourself, Coco, people like that, Coco, used to look up to you. Do you know what I mean? Because you were there in them tough grounds.
We took some shit, mate.
Off the racists and all that. And I remember being a little bit shook when I started going. I used to look up to people like you and go, them lads are having it. They'll go. Yeah. They're not scared. They're not shook. Let's have it. So I've always, and by the time I was going regular and not going with my own man, but going on my own, there was still a bit of that, but it calmed down a lot.
Yeah.
Compared to what you went through.
Yeah.
You were like the first ones through the gate, and you had to sort of take the real shit. So I was always in awe of you lads, and always respectful of the sort of it's almost like, it sounds melodramatic, but it's true. I don't think there's still racism now, but back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, mate, early 90s when I started, it was horrible. And I used to be scared to go certain places and even, you know, bumping into certain fans, but you'd see these guys and you think that would inspire you to be more confident, to think, you know what,
it was hard at first, Jay. It made me think about, do I go and take this crap every week?
Yeah.
Or every fortnight? Because I didn't go to the away games as a young kid.
Yeah, no, I was the same.
You know, and, you know, because we wasn't blessed with money in the family. It was just my mum and my two sisters. And it was that bit, and a lot of times you had to go under the turnstile, but I'd rather pay. Yeah. But you had to go under the turnstiles and you're getting in there, or you're spending your money you've saved up for a couple of weeks, and then within 5-10 minutes you're getting a load of racial abuse by people who you stood next to, who supposed to love the same club as you.
I can't imagine that. That element of it was sort of that gone by the time I heard some things in front of me a few times, not at me, but. Yeah. But by the time I think people had sort of got onto it and like, nah, that's not okay. Because by that time I'd had one of my first sort of memories of watching football and seeing people that looked like me was Paul McGrath, Remy Moses, and then back when I was sort of in me just becoming a teenage adolescent, Paul Ince was my hero. Yeah. It wasn't just because he was black. I just loved Paul Ince anyway because of the play. He reminded me of Brian Robson.
Great player.
He reminded me of him because Robbo was I cut the tail end of Robbo's career. Yeah. Still a great player, obviously. So it wasn't as bad. It was a bit rarer. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But obviously there was still an element of that. And now I think if anyone says anything like that, they get one hour.
People will always remember, Jay, certainly my age and obviously a bit older, was the Manchester United 3 West Bromwich Albion at Old Trafford. I was at the match, and Gerald Sinstad saying, the Manchester United fans are making monkey noises, which you think, really did they? But they did, and it was an honourable problem, not just inside Old Trafford, grounds throughout the country. Yeah. You know, and you look at the thing of when John Barnes played at Goodison, throwing bananas at him. Yeah. You know, it was horrible, and I bet it turned quite a lot of kids off going to the match because they're thinking, well, this is my escape from a poor life I've got at home or school. Yeah. I'm going there to get a load of abuse. I stuck with it, mate, and I'm here to tell the tale, and honestly, there's been plenty more to have.
I think you deserve credit. You do. People don't understand that, but it encouraged people my age to go, you know what? No, they're having it. We'll have it. We'll go. And you know what? You need that. You need someone to sort of lead the way. And people like, you know, the Cyril Regis and was it Brendan Batson and was it Laurie Cunningham?
The 3 degrees he was known as.
What was he like as a player, Laurie Cunningham? Was it United won it for a little while?
Yeah, he was on loan. Great player, you know. You don't play for Real Madrid if you.
They love him over there, didn't they?
Yeah, and he's obviously got killed in the car crash, but great player. Great player.
That, like.
Pacer, and he had pace.
Yeah.
To burn and top player. You know, he should have done. But mind you, he plays for Real Madrid. How high can you go? You know what I mean? I play for the Dog and Duck. You know, that's
he could have done more. Could have done so much more of his career than playing for Real Madrid and being a hero to them forever. Yeah, because they still revere him there, don't they? Like he's an iconic player for them. Yeah. But no, it's mad, like, because you can't almost even now. Like, I took my kids to the game on the Arsenal game, and my lad's just a little mini me and that, and I didn't bat an eyelid. I didn't think once. about kind of... My dad, I remember him, when he started taking me, he said, I'm not going to take you on the weekend. Yeah. It's too much. You'll hear things, I said, I'll take you on a Wednesday night. You take me on a Wednesday night because it wasn't as bad. Yeah. Night games. And if it was like, I think my first game was like Southampton or somewhere, it's not. But certain games you wouldn't. Now, I can't imagine now not saying to my lads or my lad, sorry, or my daughter, or...
To be honest, Jay...
You can't come.
I don't... It's still there.
Right,
it's still there. But I've not heard it for years. I think the last time I heard it, it was aimed at... It was an away game. It was aimed at one of their players, obviously. Yeah. And within 2 minutes, the kid was on the deck knocked out.
That's what I mean, though.
But done by a white gentleman.
Yeah.
Bang, good night, God bless.
Yeah.
You'd gone.
And I
No, there's no place for it in the game. There never was, but it's the society we lived in. And
that's the change, though, Webby, I think. You're right, because I think back in the day, people would have said something, people just ignored it or not reacted. Now, if someone says something, someone else, white or black, whoever, will one hour him or have a word, or you can, you know what I mean? They won't stomach it, which I think is progress. I think that, and I think that's when it becomes unacceptable and people won't have it. And if someone's being a dickhead, they get told about it. And, you know what I mean? Fair play. I want to ask you about Europe. European aways. We've got a Leon.
Yes.
Hey. Are you banned from that country? Allowed in?
No. I won't. I'm not doing all that, Jay. Now I've done it all. Like we spoke off air before, and probably one of 300 or 400 people who went to every round in the treble year. You know, the prelim in Poland. But if I say, listen, I've had the one what I'll never forget. Well, there's quite a few. Was Porto away when Keno got sent off.
I went this year. I went this season to Porto.
In a new stadium, we got beat 2-1 when the rise of Jose Mourinho.
Is that the same stadium they're in now?
Yeah,
I went
but
to.
It was a new one.
Right, okay.
Because I went to the old one when we drew 0-0 when we beat them 4-0 at Old Trafford.
Right.
When they just knocked AC Milan out the round before.
Right.
We played them over there in the second leg, and it was when they was shooting at us. The odd lot was having a bit of a play around. Finding rubber bullets at United fans, lads who go. And there's one thing about that Porto. They only made one box of programmes, so anyone who's got a Porto away from that year, it was worth a few quid.
They only made one box of
One box, because it's not very big over there in the foreign countries, is it, the programme?
Oh, okay.
More of a fanzine or a newsletter, isn't it? Not like us. But I always met the funny thing about that, I've got a pal called Biff in Norway, mad as a box of frogs.
Right.
Mad. Jay just totally lost it. Absolute lunatic.
I think
right. So I've walked into a bar in Porto.
Yeah.
He stood there with a dress on.
Right.
Right. With a maid's dress on, with the old wig and the milking hat and all that. So I've asked him why he's got the dress on. He went, it's to smuggle our beers in the ground, Webby. This is the God's honest truth. So we're laddups. We've ended up in the Porto end. Quinton Fortune's put us 1-0 up. We've gone up. We've been launched, haven't we? You can see us on ITV getting walked around the ground. There's a Norwegian 6'5" with a dress on and an hairy chest, and the old and Jake. But it was to get the ale in. He had the ale up his dress.
Oh right, up his
dress. He had the ale in. So we've been launched out of the Porto into the United end, but you can actually see us a couple of minutes after the goal as we're getting abused by the Porto fans. He's got this dress on and he's just going like that, pulling bottles of beer out. And the odd lot over there must have thought, what's going on here? He's got an hairy chest, he's got a woman's dress on, and he's pulling beer out from it. But Biffin, all the lads who might know him on here from Norway, absolute character, love United. United daft and remember got Norwich away once on an R5, he'd come over for the match. And for some reason, he'd robbed a pillar from his hotel.
A pillar? Oh,
a pillar, yeah.
Right, yeah.
And he drew Ronaldo on it.
Right.
Picture of Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So the old song, so I'm at the back of United stand, so the old song, to the left, just see this pillar in the air.
Why did you have the pillar, bro?
I don't know, he just drew Ronaldo on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Was his drawing any good?
Crap. Absolutely bobbins. It looked more like Wurzel Gummidge than Ronaldo. But he got the pillar. But just a bit away and then just seeing this pillar in between the United and... But anyone who knows Biffin from Norway comes over, absolute loves United like a lot of the lads over there. But
the Norwegians...
But mad as a box of frogs.
I think that they've all got a bit of accent. They're all mad.
I think when they come over here, because it's that cheap for the beer, they go absolutely mental.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can put it down. You go over there, it's 18 quid a pint.
And I also think to survive that Norwegian winter, you've got to have a bit of craziness, yeah. Hey.
I remember going over with Wes. Oh, no.
What? No, I've only ever done the summer ones over there.
No, it was bad.
Even that was bad enough for me. I couldn't handle the Norwegian.
You know what? I've got a lot of friends who come over from Norway, and they're all great people, and they just love United. And I think sometimes how lucky are we? I know it's not been great last few years, but how lucky are we living round here when they'll come over and they'll take a week's holiday if we play Wednesday, Sunday, Thursday or whatever. Yeah. And they just love United and they're hurting as much as us. But that one there, Porto away, and then obviously we get beat 2-1 because Benny McCarthy got both their goals. The rise of and the awareness of Jose Mourinho, because no one had heard a lot about him until that year. Keno getting sent off for standing on the goalkeeper in Biff's dress. What a night out. And he still had it on the next day. I said, you're supposed to take it off now. We're not going in the ground. He still had this dress on. Montpellier away, the Mad Jock. Have I told you the Mad Jock?
No, is this
no one who wore a dress.
What is this with all your mates? Cross-dressing?
Alan, the Mad Jock, was just... People know him on here. Alan from I forget what... Addywell.
Addywell, where's that?
Addywell. It's in between Glasgow and Edinburgh, I think.
Right,
little village. So he gets me up there with my ex-missus. He's been minding me for years to go up. Gets up there, so they've got something to tell you. So there's only 2 pubs in the village and I'm banned from them both. So there's no way I was going to walk into a pub on my own without him, because I didn't know anyone.
Right.
So there's 2 and I'm banned from them both.
Oh, mate, what did you do then?
We had a party in his house and it's something I've never seen in my life. And I mean, it was a mad party.
Right.
The next morning, all the lads who were at the party tidied his house up. It was unreal.
Really?
There was bodies all over the house and beer bottles, and the next day, I've heard this Hoover thinking, am I dreaming? I've come downstairs, and the lads who was at the party have tidied the house up. You never knew there was a party there. But
really?
That's apparently a thing. But he had a Montpellier away in 91.
So this is part of the Cup Winners' Cup run?
Cup Winners' Cup, quarter-finals.
In football, you know.
He played for them. Laddie White was centre-half for Montpellier.
Was it?
Valderramo with a big...
I remember Valderramo.
Yeah, Valderramo. We drew 1-1 at Old Trafford.
Valderrama.
We drew 1-1 at Old Trafford. I think we scored early on. I think it might have been Sharpie or something, and then Lee Martin scored an own goal.
Right.
So we've gone over there and we've won 2-0. Blackmore's at a free kick.
Was it a free kick? Yeah, I was going to say.
And then Steve Bruce had got a penalty. Yeah. And there was 2 ends. There was the official the United end and the unofficial. I remember just walking down the street with Alan. It's beautiful weather, south of France, shorts on. And there's a dummy outside the shop. He just goes up and butts it. So the head's rolling down the street and he's taking the dress off. Honest to God, the lads who would be on it, who was on the trip with us, he just put his dress on. So these French police, the gendarmes or something. Gendarmes. They've seen him and thought, I've got to leave that nutted alone. He's got a dress on. And he wore it, and you can see, there's actually, I don't know if people will still be out. You probably got to get the highlights on YouTube or something, but the full ITV match goes on to an unofficial United end, and there's a Mad Jock on the wall with a dress on.
We should play a game, right? You can go on YouTube and find these. Was it Porto away, Montpellier away, and see if you can spot these people, Webby's mates in dresses. Yeah. Like,
I don't dress. I don't know how to dress. I don't want to fit me.
You sound like you protested a bit much there, Webster.
But these are, and I always remember coming back from Montpellier. We had the back window smashed in. We had to travel all the way home from the south of France with no back window because we coached it.
Right.
Those days you had to get in a coach to get a ticket so United knew where you were going. It was unbelievable. The night before, got to see the Manchester band called Batfink.
Right.
In a local club. I can't remember, Jay. The time we got there, the police were finding bullets at United fans. People who would have gone that trip. Batfink, they played in the city centre. I don't even know what kind of music. Don't think we got there, and we ended up going to training the night before on the way to watch Batfink, and then the police didn't really like English people because as we was going over on the boat, England had just beat France.
Right.
So there was a lot of French people going back home.
Right, okay.
On the boat, and it was swing low and all that, and it got the coach of the United fans together because a bit standoffish even on our coach.
Really?
But that swing low, sweet chariot, the England thing, I don't know why, got everyone together and after that it's just a mad lunatics trip. With a victory as well.
What do you mean a bit standoffish? What, United fans with each other?
Yeah, because he was in groups of 7, so we had our lot from Clayton, Openshaw and Draws, then We had lads from the south of Manchester, and everyone just seemed to stay in the pockets until they hit the cheap beard on the Fede and the England rugby song, and everyone got together, and it was probably one of the greatest trips, apart from Juventus away in '99. I had following United in Europe.
Juve 99 is the one, obviously, the famous.
Yeah, I can. It's
Roy
like
Keane
it was
with the captain's goal and.
It was like
full speed ahead Barcelona.
Don't forget, we drew 1-1 at Old Trafford.
I was at the Old Trafford game. I didn't do.
So we've gone over there. United have got a right.
Giggs last minute equaliser at Old Trafford, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's correct. So we've gone over there. We're 2-0 down after 8 or 9 minutes.
Yeah.
So when they
scored, is it Inzaghi, wasn't it?
So when they scored, they've got massive fountains behind the end playing the Blues Brothers. And I always remember saying to a kid who I went to every round with, a kid called Martin from Wivenshaw, right, Caddick. So I said to him, "We're winning this." And he looked at me like I was an absolute lunatic.
What made you think that?
Just felt confident even at 2-0, Jay. It might be the 18 pints of Italian lager they had swilling around in there. You know what I mean? But then was battering him. And I'll never forget, till the day I die, when that winner's gone in, there was a segregation, because United had the tears on the side. I've run past the policeman, he's hitting with a baton and everything, I couldn't feel a thing.
Really?
And then going back to the Irish bar in Milan, we stayed in Milan drinking it dry.
Oh, that's class.
But people all obviously say, what's your highlight of 99? And 99.8% will say the final.
Yeah.
But the semi-final for the Reds, 2-0 down against a top Italian team.
Zidane and David.
To 2-0 down and to win 3-2. Oh, what a night. Could have been to the Stadio d'Alpe a few times and watch us get beat when the likes of Alan Boxic was tearing it up for Juve, and we had the chance of knocking them out, and we never ended up winning it that year. But to go there, Jay, and win, after 2-0 down that's the best game of my life.
Yeah.
Forget FA Cup finals in Moscow. To be there, that's my favourite ever United game.
That's class, that. Yeah, that is decent, that. Honestly, I'm glad you told us a few of them stories, bro. I always love listening to your stories. I never, ever
There's a few more.
Get tired.
For another day.
We'll get you back on, because next time Steve's on, we'll get you back on and you can tell us a few more.
Yeah.
Just quickly moving on to the sort of, I know we don't like talking about modern football all the time on this channel, but we do sometimes on the Brew. Bruno.
Listen, Jay.
You've been saying it for a while. Go on.
Can't knock him.
Yeah.
You can't knock him, mate. The stats are there. Don't get me wrong, I've had a go at him on my channel and speaking to people, but without him this year, we would have been right in the mire.
Yeah.
Right in the mire. And I can't fault it. I know it. And like what the manager said after the match, he's going into another position because he's got to trust his teammates. You can't trust some of them. No. That's why he's doing it.
Yeah.
You can't trust him. And fair play to him. And then I seen that interview saying that he nearly left. He got offers elsewhere.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know whether the club wanted him. And he said, yeah, we want you to stay.
I agree. Imagine if he'd have left. Imagine where we'd been right now about Bruno. I think we'd be in the bottom three.
We would, all day
honestly,
long.
He's not just him scoring the goals and creating the chances. He's covering every blade of grass. He's always available. He's always fit. He's He's putting in tackles. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's the leader. I mean, look at the injuries we've had. If we'd have lost him, this season would have been over in November.
Yeah,
it would have. So
no, fair play to him, Jay. He's stood up. You know what I mean? The pressure of being the captain as well. You look what happened to Adel Maguire. He couldn't handle the pressure. And it affected his performances. But this year he seemed to have thrived, Bruno, in a very poor United team. And I'm glad we signed him on. I know a couple of my mates are still not having him. But it's all about opinions, Jay. Yeah. They're not having him. I'm having him. I wish we had a bit more with him.
Yeah.
But we've not. So let's get some of these injuries back, and then Bruno thrives even more.
This is what, remember when he came in and he had Pogba was there, Martial was firing on, scoring goals, Mason Greenwood. Yeah. You had Herrera in there. Yeah. You had Matic in there. You had a team.
Yeah.
And he was 28 goals and 18 assists in his first season. Yeah. Couldn't stop scoring and creating chances because he had good players around him as well. Now you've got a situation where you've got players that aren't scoring, players that have got no confidence, players that are like the backup to the backup, but they're starting because we've run out of players. Yeah. So obviously it's going to be a struggle. No, I love Bruno, and I think we're very, very lucky to have him. I completely agree with Webby. I want to ask you quickly about Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
Yeah.
He did that interview with your mate Gary Neville. He also did one with Dan Rowan at the BBC. Said a lot of things. What did you make of the sort of the interview in general? Did you believe him? Did you buy into what he's trying to do? If that's the right.
Do you believe anyone nowadays, Jay?
That's a very good question.
Do you believe in it? Where's the money coming from? You know, we keep earning. It's going to be public money. And we're going to go into more
the stadium,
debt.
yeah.
This is about the stadium. I just don't trust anyone.
No,
if you're in bed with the Glazers, I don't trust you. Yeah. Simple as that. And he's in bed with them.
Yeah.
And he can't. And I understand Ratcliffe's point of view. You know, about the people getting made redundant. Some of them needed to do. Some of them was at it at United, doing nothing. If someone said to you, Jay, right, here's a job at United, and you've got that Manchester United badge behind you, you're making millions because of that badge. Yeah. Some of those people were just sat there trying to sell, and they're going to sell it. And we had too many staff. The one thing that's got me, the ones who wasn't earning, who have gone.
Yeah.
The ones who wasn't earning a lot of money, who was earning 20, 30 grand a year. I feel sorry for them.
Yeah,
been 30, 40 years. Not the ones who are making 60, 70, 80. Couldn't give a monkey's chuff about United.
Yeah.
Some of these people are United through and through. You know, dream jobs for them. Grew up, the man probably worked there, or the dad, or the auntie. It's going through families, and for them to lose the job, listen, we had too many staff. You know, it's come out that we had virtually double the likes of City and Liverpool. So what were some of them doing? Don't agree with the ones who were on peanuts, who they've gone now. They've never been replaced. You know, some people I know there were absolutely devastated, Jay. Devastated.
It is sad, isn't it?
United through and through, and they've gone now.
No, because there's some jobs at United that aren't that well paid at all, but you're doing it because you love United and it's a dream job for you. You've always wanted to work for the club. Yeah. A lot of them, like you said there, we know him. We know the same people who've, their mum and dads have worked there, and it's a generational thing. Yeah. Mate, my family, I've had a job at United as a steward. I know it's not the same, but our kid works there. Mum and dad have had jobs there, like, you know, over the years as stewards and stuff. It happens. And it's that kind of sort of family ethos at the club, and it is getting eroded a little bit. But I've said this before, and I'll say it again, like, I'm with you on the whole, don't quite trust anyone. I don't trust a billionaire who's made his money from petrochemicals isn't going to be the most scrupulous person. But we'll wait and see, is my thing with it. We'll see if this comes true. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm prepared to wait and see, because you're promising all these things. You're saying that this is what you need to do for the greater good. Well, we'll see. If we're sat here, I don't know, in 2 years' time, and we've still got a stadium that's falling apart, and they've not broke ground on the new one, and all the staff have been laid off, and we're sat in the bottom half of the table, then I'll think he was chatting nonsense. But we'll see. I went to Goodison the other week, not because I really wanted to go. Yeah. Because it had been last time in Goodison, and you wanted to go. I've come out with there, and I know a lot of Everton fans because I worked up in Liverpool for years. Yeah, you did. And it's falling down. Goodison Park, you know, they've not cleaned it up. And as somebody ever told him, but you've got to move with the time. There'd be nothing better for me that Old Trafford could have been done up, because I've had some of the greatest nights of my life in that stadium, like you, like a lot of Reds who are watching this all around the world. And but where do we play? Where Spurs were lucky because they had Wembley. Did they want us to travel to London every fortnight to play? No. We couldn't play at City. One, because they don't like us, and two, it's not big enough. No. Simple as that. Real Madrid and Barcelona, who have got the most beautiful grounds, you know, you see the Bernabeu now, they've had training grounds with all 50,000, and they can play in there where we couldn't have played anywhere. Now, I agree that's something. I've seen those pictures and getting all the Blues textbooks like Billy Smart's Circus and all that, But you've got to move with the times, Jay. Yeah. But the one thing what'll get me, I'm all for the new stadium, I'm all for it, but please don't knock Old Trafford down and put apartments there, because I will go ballistic. Yeah. I will go, but take a layer off and let the ladies and the youth team play there. Yeah. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, some nights when I'm coming out of Old Trafford and we got beat, a little flick of memory. I remember that match. Yeah. And you stood there, or you sat there with a brew or a pint, whatever you want to do, and you're reminiscing. Yeah. You know, and if it's not there, then your mate lives at number 212. And that was at a corner what Ronaldo swung into Berbatov, and now there's a flat on it. Yeah. But you look at Ibra, I know they kept the outer skirts, so if you went past Ibra, you might still think it's a football stadium. But it's not, it's apartments with a big garden in the middle. Yeah. I don't want that. But like you're saying, how much would people would spend to live on an apartment under the Old Trafford where the ground was? Fortunes, mate. This is it. Fortunes, big money involved in Webby. Yeah. This is it. But we'll see, man. I mean, I've been saying for a little while now, I'm with you. Some of the best memories of my life have been at Old Trafford. hold, so many cherished memories there, whether it's with my mates, with me, my dad used to take me, taking my kids, or just, watching us win titles, or them nights you mentioned.
Even watching the grass grow.
Mate,
it was mint.
Honestly.
Just sit there and watch the grass grow.
So when you used to be able to go in Old Trafford and just do that? Remember back in the day? You could go in back in the day, you could just go into Old Trafford like a Wednesday afternoon or whenever.
Just sit there.
Yeah. Well, do you remember what Paul Parker said?
No.
He said when he was signing for United, he said they showed me around the stadium, and there was like hundreds of people sat in the stadium, like just on a Tuesday afternoon or whatever, just
eating a sandwich and just sat there looking.
And they were like, "Say, hey, you're gonna sign for us?" And he was like, "I made my mind up. Then I've got to sign for these." Like, you've got fans in the ground when there's no one in, when they're not even playing. You know what I mean? It's madness, but that's Manchester United for you. Webby, it is always a pleasure. Go and check out Webby on Webby and O'Neill. You know where to find him. Make sure you subscribe to that channel if you're not doing already. And don't worry, we're gonna have him back again.
Yeah, I'll be back soon.
We're gonna
Enjoy
that.
Yeah,
man. We always love having you on the show. Bit different today because it wasn't a live one because Webby had to come in a bit earlier, so we had to get him on. Can't not have the Brew on when Webby's available. So a little bit different. We'll be back next week with it as a live, and also we'll have Webby on again in the next few weeks as well. So that's been Webby. I've been Jay. This has been the Brew. Thanks for watching.